his father was Zeus, and he was the son of a human mother. And he loved her a lot and wanted to grant her whatever wish she had. And she asked to see him, Zeus, in his full form. And um, and when that when Zeus did that, she died because no human being could survive seeing him in his full form.
Yeah.
Um,
And he had
but
loved her a lot, I guess maybe more than all his other sort of
yeah,
uh dalliances besides Hera. But
yeah,
yeah, she had made him promise by the river Styx, which even he cannot break. So there's that association already with death.
yeah, yeah.
The
And
river
Hera was she?
Styx being the river of the underworld that people in Greek mythology, I guess, pass through uh on their way to the underworld.
Yeah, and Hera was already unhappy about the relationship. So yeah, when he showed his form, right when she died, he managed to take Dionysus out of her womb and kind of, I
Yeah,
don't
sew
know,
it up into his side.
incubate, yeah, kind of finish incubating him
Yeah,
himself until he was born.
yeah.
Uh, and then when he was born, I guess he became like, I guess he like traveled the world, right? Eventually,
Well, yeah,
uh,
as when
gathering
he reached
followers.
manhood and
Hmm.
spreading worship of him, teaching people about him,
Hmm.
teaching them
Yeah,
the
and
cultivation of the vine,
mhm.
winemaking.
Yeah, and he got lots of women followers that would kind of go into frenzies and run off into the forest and do the Feast of Blood they described in the book.
Yeah, tearing
And
apart sometimes wild animals and eating
mhm,
the raw flesh and things.
mhm. Yeah, and they seem to live like very natural type lives. So it says they lived like in meadows, I think near pine trees or something. And during the daytime, their lives just seem really natural and idyllic. Uh, but then the feast would kind of show the ugly side of nature,
Yeah,
I think. Um,
yeah. And the
so
worship of him instead of being in ordered temples and ceremonies was in nature, outside the
yeah.
cities, outside the dust and the ceremony and the all the things of
Mhm.
society.
Mhm. So yeah, he traveled from country to country, gathering followers until he reached Greece. And when he got there, I think there was a king, like his cousin, that
Well, that was his home city where his mother was
mhm,
from, Thebes.
mhm. So he reached there, and his king was dismissive of him, and kind of hostile, I guess, towards the idea of following him and having Thebes kind of worship him. So
Mhm.
uh, Dionysius and his followers got imprisoned, and he would keep coming out of the cell several times to
And
warn
his
the
followers
king.
too could not be kept. The doors opened on their own.
Hmm. So yeah, he did that, but the king would keep uh, kind of rebuking him every single time until eventually the king met a terrible fate when he went to kind of capture his followers up on a hill or something they had escaped to,
Yeah.
and his all of his female family was there too,
Yeah.
and Dionysius kind of sent them into a frenzy, and they went mad, and his mom uh, participated in ripping the king limb from limb.
Yeah. Yeah. And also Pentheus is that was the king's name. his sort of denial of the power and denial of entry, I guess, of Dionysus to his kingdom and his angry sort of rebuke of him was sort of parallel with what had happened earlier to with the king Lycurgus, which I think was the lawgiver of the sort of mythical lawgiver to Sparta. And and actually Dionysus even hid from him for a while, but eventually, Lycurgus was punished, first sort of playfully being uh, hidden up in a cave by Dionysus, but eventually put to death by Zeus.
Mhm.
But the book says that you cannot strive with the gods for